Hi everyone, Sailor Mini Moon here, or Small Moon, Little Moon, and Sailor Pluto, or Sailor Underworld here. And today we're going to talk about, being gate, being gatekeeped here, and the Sailor Moon followership. And yeah, it doesn't happen as much as you would think. It does. The first thing we want to tell everyone is that it is a thing. Now, in the past, we were gatekept for liking the Deke and Cloverway Sailor Moon, which a lot of folks in the Sailor Moon followership hate, do not like. And also, we were gatekept for having Ernest or Ernest P. Worrell for being Sailor Earth, under the grounds that, oh, there is no Sailor Earth on Sailor Moon, or it was a slight on Nako Takaguchi, which it was not. Now, I'm not going to go and say anyone's names or handles because I don't know their names or their handles. But there was a lot of gatekeeping going on in the early days. Mostly with some slight of the Sailor Moon followership that was like, oh, you like the Deke Sailor Moon? You like the Cloverway Sailor Moon? Oh, well, you're not a true Sailor Moon follower then. Oh, what's that? You're saying they're Latinist, Frenchist, Spanish, Hebrewish, Hellenish, Farsiest borrowed names, instead of the Dawnlandish borrowed names, Now, a lot of folks out there, will want to tell you what you can and cannot do in the followership, as long as you're following the followership oversight and the ownership and double right over law, I guess, then you're all right, And these folks really had no business telling me what I could and could not, what we could and could not do. Or saying that, oh, we besmirched, the Sailor Moon drawing show or the drawing film, because we didn't keep everything the way it was, and the drawing films and the drawing shows that were made in the late between 90 YLs. Oh, that we're not keeping everything the same, how the drawing shows and the drawing films that were made in the middle, I want to say at least the middle 2000 YLs. Now, I don't care what was law or was not law in the drawing shows or the drawing films or the live show or the live song shows or the film games or whatever. At the end of the day, I could really care less what was and was not. Can you go on? Yeah, well, you're right, Sailor Mini Moon or Small Moon or Little Moon. At the end of the day, who cares if what we did and said here didn't match up to what was said or done in the drawing shows and the drawing films back in the day, or in the funny books, or in the film games, or the live Farseer show, or the live film song plays out there, or clothing playing, or whatever. At the end of the day, it wasn't like we had a deal with the Sailor Moon show, drawing shows, and drawing films where we had to keep everything the way it was, And at the end of the day, there was really no business for any of them folks going out there and saying the things they did, saying that we besmirched Sailor Moon. Why? Because of what we said and did on here wasn't matching up, or was it because we liked the Deke and Cloverway Sailor Moon? I do not know. So, at the end of the day, it is what it is. And then when you had Sailor Earth, Ernest P. Worrell, or Ernest come on as Sailor Earth, and everyone was open to it. Well, no, a lot of folks were. One fellow, I'm not going to say her name or handle because I already had a dealing with her back in the day, and I had to hush and lock and forbid her. But she did not like Ernest being Sailor Earth. She felt that it was a slight on Nako Takaguchi to have Ernest P. Worrell as Sailor Earth. And I can talk about that if I want. You know, she also felt back in the day I didn't have the right to say anything, that I had no right to say anything about, that I couldn't talk about the Deke or Clivaway one because she liked the Toei one. And she most likely likes the Viz one now. Well, good for her if she does. Anyway, at the end of the day, the gatekeeping in the Sailor Moon followership was little to none. It wasn't needed. And I could care less about it. And so, need be, I'm the black sheep of the Sailor Moon. Need be, we're the black sheep of the Sailor Moon followership. For what? Playing with dolls? Not keeping them in the box? I don't know. It seems to be on the top of the followership or the doll gatherers. The middle are the clothing players. And the bottom are the folks that play with dolls. But they make it like it's some kind of slight. At the end of the day, the gatekeeping in the Sailor Moon followership was not needed, and no one at Aldeline Nio Goldings or the Toei business was ever going to give these folks an award for showing how they were a greater Sailor Moon follower than everyone else. And before we leave this little thing here, you can tell that we don't really take what we say and do here that earnest. And I do want to say that we do forgive everyone for what they said and what they did to us back in the day as far as the gatekeeping went. Sorry for that burp. Well, you're right, Sailor Pluto. You're right, Sailor Underworld. At the end of the day, we do forgive them for the gatekeeping. And the truth is, we do not know what Nako Takaguchi's take on what we say or do is. We don't know what Aldeline Nio Golding's take is, or what the Toei business's take is. As long as we don't get in a bind with them over ownership or double right, we'll never know what their take is. But at the end of the day, I just want to say thank to everyone who sticked with us for about 10 years, and folks going back to the beginning. And we want to say that we lived through the bullying, the hating, the trolling. We lived through the gatekeeping, what gatekeeping there was. And every once in a while, there still is some gatekeeping. Before we end this film, so we're on Twitter. Gil. Well, who isn't on Twitter, Gil these days? And someone told us one time, stop saying those names. Say the right names. Well, I just hushed and locked and forbid that fellow. Because in the Deke and Clivaway world, those are the right names. Now, if we were offshooting from the Toei or Viz world, then we would say those names. But no, we're offshooting from the Deke and Clivaway world, so we're going to say the borrowed names that were borrowed for the Deke and Clivaway world, and not the borrowed names from the Viz world. So, anyway, if you like this film, then follow us over here at Sailor Moon for Life. And if you're new, hit that ringer and that bind to want to know when the next upload, live stream, or short's been done. And if you are, don't forget to give us a thumb up, share, and playlist this film. And watch the other film we made earlier this morning when I and me, Sailor Mini Moon, Small Moon, Little Moon, with Sailor Saturn, Sailor Ringworld. I, Sailor Mini Moon, Sailor Little Moon, Sailor Small Moon, and I, Sailor Pluto, Sailor Underworld, Tissa, and we'll see you later.